Hello, I'm Sky and welcome to Explore Iran by Sky. Before watching this video, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do it. If you get in a cab anywhere in Iran, chances are when you try to pay, your driver will refuse to take money. Walk into a shop to buy something, the same happens. Baffled. The cultural practice of Taarruf is Iran's own personal brand of etiquette. You're not really being given a free bow. It's a form of civility, and all you have to do is play along. It's all about denying your will to please the other person, and it extends to pretty much every social situation. You get invited to dinner. The polite response would be to refuse, only to have your host insist, so that you can again refuse. Granted, it can get a little awkward, but don't worry, third time is usually the charm and the important. This is the end up agreeing. If you do get invited to dinner at an Iranian family's home, you're in for a treat. It's where you'll find the best of the nation's cuisine. In order to be the perfect guest, there are a few pointers on Iranian table manners. For one, don't accept a table. Persians commonly take their meals sitting on the floor, sometimes without utensils. Whether or not these are provided, you should only eat with your right hand. You should accept all offers of food and drink, and it is polite to try a bit of everything that is served. You'll be absolutely stuffed by the end of it. Iranians like to serve their guests in abundance and consider it their duty as hosts to provide more food that you can eat. There is an easy way to settle this though. Leave a little on your plate when you're finished to show that you've had enough. Though Iran's official currency is the rial, you'll soon notice that every time you finish your wallet, you're being asked to pay in tomans. Don't panic. You won't need to go running back to the exchange desk. The toman was Iran's old currency, replaced by the rial in 1932 at this rate. So, when someone quotes a price to you in toman, all you have to do is times it by 10 and you can start dishing out your rial banknotes. If you want to know more about the difference between rial and toman, click on the link above. Believe or not, Iran has the highest rate of nose surgery in the world per capita. The pursuit of the perfect nose certainly has a lot to do with the restriction of the hijab dress code, leading to a large focus on the face, but it's about more than physical beauty. For Persian women and some men, it's also an indicator of wealth and social status. In fact, the operation is so coveted that many patients keep their bandage on long after they've recovered simply to show they've had the procedure done, and some people even wear fakes. With a history dating back tens of thousands of years, Iran is one of the world's oldest continuous civilizations. Its current population, however, is far from ancient. Around 60% of Iranians are under the age of 30. So, what do all these young people do in their free time? You'll probably be surprised to learn that parkour, the urban obstacle course training activity, has been quite the trend in Iran since its practice first took off in 2002. Young men train in small clubs and public parks and then put their skills on display in the streets, and though their participation has to be a little more discreet, many girls also participate. doing modern and comfortable hijab sportswear. If you think Iran is a country made up entirely of arid desert plains, think again. Not only does it have plenty of mountains, head for the peaks of the Alborz Mountains. Only a few hours from Tehran and you'll discover several ski resorts. The two main ski resorts are Dizin and Shemshak. Dizin is the largest and at 8,700 feet. It's higher than Europe's highest resort. Shemshak is slightly lower, but the slopes are steeper and more challenging, perfect for snowboarders and more experienced skiers. They might not be quite as modern and extensive at the European standards, but they're certainly not as crowded either. There is a lot of sand though. In fact, Iran's vast desert is the only remaining habitat of the Asiatic cheetah, slightly smaller than its African counterpart. It is the critically endangered species, and it is estimated that only around 50 cheetahs still roam the wild. Iran is the largest exporter of caviar, the most expensive food in the world. Not only that, the very rarest and costliest type of caviar comes from Iran too, Almaz caviar, from the eggs of the 60 or 100 years old Bloga sturgeon, sells for a whopping $31,000 per kilo. And if that wasn't enough, with a tradition dating back over 3,000 years, Iran also produces 90% of the world's saffron, which at 40 euro a gram can cost more than precious metals, even gold. It's possible to take a tour of one of the farms and watch the picking of thousands of purple saffron flowers. The best time to visit is late October through November. The world's first practical windmills used to grind grain, draw up water, were invented in eastern Persia around 500 to 900 AD. In Nashdifan, a windy town close to the border with Afghanistan. These horizontal windmills, built out of a clay, straw, and wood, have been used for countries, and some of them are still fully functioning to this day. Like the alluring city of Kashan in the Isfahan province, have been passed down through innumerable generations and were recently classified by UNESCO as masterpieces of the intangible heritage of humanity. Also, if you need to know more about Persian carpets, click on the above link. Thanks for watching.